Let me start off by saying I absolutely love this game. As someone who really enjoys colony building survival games like Banished, this is the perfect blend of that something like Valheim. That said, if you're looking for a game like Valheim, this isn't it. While the theme is there and the music in the game is really good, you find the management of the tribe and making sure they're safe from the various dangers takes up a good amount of your time. I've also noticed several of the negative reviews complaining about things that are easily fixed if you know what to do so I'll leave some tips I've learned so far here. Fishing in God tier in terms of food. I highly recommend you build on the coals for your first time while you learn the ropes fishing is. In my opinion, the best form of food early game. Hunting can be good if you raise spot with lots of rabbits, deer, but that runs of the risk of your hunters running into wolves or something else that might hurt them. Farming, while good, takes a while to set up. Fishing is simple as building a fishing dock and setting up a barbecue campfire right in front of it. I've never had food issues for myself of 17 tribesmen between fishing and making sure the gatherer is always gathering food. Now about the healing. There are 3 ways to heal: sleeping in a bed, eating some foods, and a healer's hut. Sleeping is the slowest way, but combined with eating is fine. The healer would without a doubt the fastest way to be mile, but I wouldn't get that until you have a good setup with a trip already. Micromanagement. I see some people complaining about this, but I've yet to come across any issues with this. Just setting up more resource flags on the current area you have them at runs out and having one person in the workshop building tools you need to should be more than enough. The only issues I've run into is falling short on rope and fiber, which already is a kind of a pain, but once you have farms set up that can draw a fiber, that isn't the issue. The AI of the tribe NPCs is really good, and they never failed at anything. The only thing I've noticed is that they tend to drop the resources they were using it in transit if it's some time for them to sleep. Now about the defense. You eventually come across your NPCs getting upset that they aren't protected and start to become unhappy. Walls do not fix this. You need a barracks and guard to patrol your base for this. You can see what gives you defense points when you have a hover over the buildings in the wall icon tab. I would recommend you have them patrol at night, as that is when I've been attacked the most, but you will sometimes be attacked during the day. Fishing is really good for food. Use garlic onions in combination with sleeping to heal until you get healing hut. AI is good and micromanagement isn't that bad. Just have a workshop assigned and make sure you keep an eye for resource flags. Defense needs guards and patrol walls with not help you make NPC feel safe. That aside, if the devs watching this, I have come across some issues that I think should be addressed at some point if possible. First about the compost. Farming needs a compost to make crops grow more efficiently, but there isn't really any effective way at the moment to get the compost aside from just waiting for food to rot. If there was a building to set up that could help with us or give a better yet an add-on to the farm you could build, I think that would be perfect. About the terraforming. Not a big issue, but I've noticed that when you build something near a hill, it will create a little cliff next to it and you can sometimes get stuck. If there was a new tool, or just use the hole since that's what we use to walk around ATM, that could be maybe smooth out area like this so you and your villagers can cross it easily, that would be great. I know there is a roll building tool and there's might do this. I've yet to try it, but I also don't want to build on a road all around every single building that does this. I'm seeing a lot of bad reviews due to it being difficult or that the villager AI is bad. It feels like I'm playing a completely different game than them. It is difficult, yes, but it's challenge and I like that. In my opinion, games that are easy just get boring after a while. I want the threat of my village being destroyed and things going to hell if I'm not on top of it. Maybe add some difficulty options on game creation to appease people that don't like that. I'm currently on day 40, I've had to endure lots of attacks in winter, which was brutal. I like that, it should be brutal, but my village has endured and it's so satisfying. Also, the AI is way better than Belride. They actually hustle and run around to do stuff. I rarely have to micromanage in comparison. I also don't need to have every villager to be wary and worry about getting all the weapons, equipment and food, etc., which really drove me nuts in Belride. A few guards in enough to fight off the most things, and when I pick up their equipment loadout, they go and grab some those automatically from a warehouse. Something that I imagine they will add eventually as AI using the slots and cards to be more efficient, which will be nice as well. The grind is not bad in my opinion, or at least I enjoy the grind. I stopped playing Belwide because I needed to move my village closer to the center, and it was such a pain in the ass, and the thought of restarting was an absolute horror because of how much grind that game had. This game I might restart because I want to build somewhere different than I did know, that I know what I'm doing and the throughout isn't horrifying. That alone tells me it's good. But actually the crafting is so good as well. Actually getting the iron hot and then hammering it and then quenching it with the water after, the scraping bulk of logs to turn into beams and posts. I don't know why, but that just really adds to the game. This game is already worth every penny, and